Hey guys, what's up? So as we're getting closer to the release of Halo 5 in just a few weeks from now in late October, we're getting a few quite interesting details from 343 Industries, the developer behind the game, on the performance of the game on Xbox One. From the start, when they were announced to develop the game, they already said that 60 FPS were always the target. They really definitely want to hit 60 FPS. Now we've seen in the past that a lot of developers had problems with hitting that target on the Xbox One. Obviously it is an Xbox One exclusive game, and just now, I think a few days ago, the developer has released an interesting detail on how they're going to achieve the constant 60 FPS on this Xbox One exclusive title. They're going to do something quite revolutionary. I briefly had heard of it before, but they're basically going to scale the resolution throughout the game. Now, they didn't go into too much detail to whether certain parts of the game are going to run completely in, let's say, 900p or 720p, or whether the resolution is actually going to scale on the fly. But what they said is that if you're in a tight corridor, you will definitely get 1080p because there's not that much happening and we can definitely perform with the Xbox One's hardware. But if you're on a wide open battlefield and there are loads of tanks and complex explosions, the resolution will scale down to maintain the 60 FPS. And to me, that sounds like the resolution is going to scale dynamically, right? So as you're in the game, as you come out of a corridor into an open space and loads of explosions happen, on the fly, the resolution will change. Now, I haven't seen that before. I heard that The Witcher 3 did something similar, but I think there it only happened in very, very rare occasions. But here it sounds like they really want to establish it as a method that kind of goes like a red thread through the whole game. Now, is this a big deal? Is this going to ruin the game by any means? I don't think it will, because we've seen other games that run on Xbox One or PS4 in 900p and 720p, and they still look absolutely gorgeous. I think it will still look great. I'm just quite fascinated by this technological approach to do something like this. It's actually quite clever, and I could imagine that it's forward-thinking enough to make this a new standard, that a lot of games are doing this to achieve more complex scenes to happen on screen. They just scale down the resolution like for a minute or two, and then you can just have much more visual finesse happen in front of you. So I think it's not bad. It's an interesting approach, but it does remind me a little bit of a stream, right? And if you watch the video that I made a long time ago in which I said that I don't think there will ever be a new console generation in terms of like a box that actually has like performing hardware in it, I think the next generation of consoles will already be a streaming device that streams your game. It nearly goes into this direction already, right? Where games are scaled in quality depending on how much power you have in the box, or in the other case that I just described, depending on how much bandwidth you have. So it's quite interesting how there are parallels to common stream methods. But I have to say that I really appreciate that they are so upfront about it. I mean, probably they learned their lesson from previous examples, right, where publishers or developers were like, yes, we will hit 1080p and 60 FPS and we give you everything, and then the game comes out and it's only 720p, and despite it being a great game and looking great, people are still really pissed off because they've been lied to. So I think it's good that they're upfront about it and that they make this point really clear. However, overall, I just have to say it. I mean, we're in the year 2015 right now, and we're still struggling to bring 1080p, constant 1080p on our next-gen consoles. And that in itself is, in my opinion, is just ridiculous. Like I said before, I don't think it matters that much. But at this point, it should just be an unquestionable standard, right? Everyone should just expect 1080p in all our games when playing on the console. It should just be there. I mean, with 4K around the corner, we shouldn't even be talking about 1080p. It should just be an absolute standard 1080p and 60 FPS everywhere you go. Anyway, guys, I don't want to get into ranting over resolutions. I don't think that's the point of this video. What do you think about something like this? Would that be something that bothers you if your resolution is scaled throughout the game? Would you probably even notice, or do you not care? Are 60 FPS more important to you than 1080p? Leave all your thoughts down in the comment section below. I would be very interested in hearing all your thoughts. Otherwise, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, you can leave me a like, subscribe to my channel, share the video, do all the good stuff. Take care, and I'll see you next time. I'm out. Bye.